Yet another overtime loss for the Toronto Maple Leafs as they blow this one and lose 3-2 to the New York Islanders in overtime. And with the loss, the Leafs now drop to 10-5-5 on this year, which still isn't a terrible record. But you had 2 points in the grasp tonight, and you blew it. Erik Kallgren with an atrocious turnover, leading to the tying goal. And then, as the Leafs have done quite often this year, they lose in overtime. But honestly, if you look at the game as a whole, I don't think the Leafs played all that bad. You know, if you watch the full 60 minutes, you would probably say the same thing. But however, if you watch the final 5 and then them losing in overtime, sure, you might have a different thought process. And it didn't start out great. In the first period, point shot from Noah Dobson. It beats Erik Kallgren. That goal was at 15:21 of the first period, puts them up 1-0. So obviously no Matt Murray in the cage today. They went with Kallgren, no back-to-back. But they wanted to keep him fresh, I guess. I don't know. And you're down 1-0 early, and that's how the first period ends. Shots on goal were 9-7 in favor of the Leafs in that first frame. But you're trailing 1-0. And in the second, within the first 5 minutes, the Leafs have a power play and a really, really nice tic-tac-toe play. Mitch Marner's got the puck at about the circle, and he passes a down low to Nylander and a little one-touch pass. Quick time, off his stick, right to the slot to John Tavares, and he buries it past Ilya Sorokin, and it ties the game at 1. Great stuff. We got a whole new game here. That was on the power play, so a really nice passing play on the power play. That goes at 4:49 of the second period. Again, another power play goal for the Leafs and a special teams goal, but the 5-on-5 play still lacking. With about 6 minutes to play in the period, though, a point shot from Timothy Liljegren. It's deflected from Austin Matthews, and it beats Ilya Sorokin. A beautiful deflection. It goes in the top corner of the net. Matthews has a 5-on-5 goal, only his third one of the year, but a much-needed one for him. And, of course, the Leafs, because it puts them in front. Matthews from Liljegren and Sandin at 14:06 of the second period. And 2 unanswered goals, and the Leafs go into the third period with the lead. Shots on goal, 13-8 in favor of the Leafs in the period. I thought they played a phenomenal second period. And you go into the third with the lead. Now, funny story, guys. I actually did not watch the first period. Girlfriend and I are obviously in Niagara Falls. As you guys can tell, we're not home. We got a shout out to the microwave here for being in the shot. And I didn't get a chance to watch the first period. Went out for dinner. Saw the second period. Saw both goals. Saw the first, 5-10 minutes of the third period. Nothing happens. We leave the restaurant. And you guys know what happened after that. With less than 3 minutes to go in the game, the puck gets dumped in by the New York Islanders. It's picked up by Erik Kallgren. Jordy Ben's going along the boards, waiting for the little touch pass to him so they can help start to break out of the zone. Erik Kallgren didn't think Jordy Ben was right there because he passes the puck to the circle. Problem is, that's Josh Bailey, not a Leaf. Erik Kallgren, and he also doesn't have his stick, because obviously when you're sitting there, there's a goaltender, right? You have your hand low on the stick, and when you play the puck, that hand's not down there. So he didn't have his stick was in a terrible position. He tries to get back and make the save. He can't. He slams his stick on the ice. An awful play by Erik Kallgren. I mean, he'll be the first to tell you that was not a right play, especially since he didn't really look where he was passing it. Let's be honest here. And now we're tied at 2. Not where the Leafs want to be here. The fans are all riled up. Twitter's going crazy because a blunder occurred, and it's for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And they end up grinding away, and they end up getting a point. I thought that in that third period, before that goal, right, they had golden opportunities. Marner gets robbed at the side of the net. I can't remember who else had an incredible chance, just missed the net wide. Like, they had golden chances, and they just flip the puck out. They dump it in, maybe get a line change or something, and then the turnover from Kallgren, and just like that, we're tied at 2. It's stuff like that that can't happen. It just can't. And then in overtime, Willie Nylander's a terrible turnover, but Erik Kallgren does make the stop on this, and Willie slams his stick like, hey, you can't be doing that. But later on in the period, or later on in the 5-minute overtime, They can come down on a 2-on-2, kind of crisscross, and Anthony Bolivier with a hell of a shot. Justin Hall just kind of waving his stick in front of him like it's a piece of lettuce or a piece of Jello. I don't know. Didn't really have much muscle on that Justin Hall. Would love to see a stick on that puck, but hey, can't really blame him. It's a really nice shot from Bolivier. It might have hit something. It might have hit a stick. I don't know, but it went right in the top corner of the net. That was at 1:56 of the overtime frame, and the Leafs lose. It's painful because Kallgren, as much as we love what he's done, coming into this season as the number 3, getting called on at one point to be the starting goaltender because they really didn't have anybody else, and he had some decent games. He kept the Leafs in most games. However, that was bad. And it's unfortunate because that's a possible 2 points right there and a win and back-to-back wins. And now you hit the road to face New Jersey now. You know what I mean? You would have loved to win a couple games in a row, give yourself a little bit of breather and be like 11-5-4 and be like feeling great about yourselves. Now, not saying the Leafs aren't feeling good because I still thought they played a good game. Just some costly mistakes that ended up in the back of the net. Also, a very important thing, Morgan Rielly leaves the game. Him and Kyle Palmieri collide in the neutral zone. Neither guy saw each other, so they both collided. Morgan Rielly leaves the game, does not return. It's an undisclosed injury right now. I'm guessing it's like a midsection type deal for him. And the last thing the Leaf fans want and this team needs is another defenseman to go down. They've lost Jake Muzzin, probably forever. as a Leafs defenseman. TJ Brody's still out. And Morgan Rielly, we don't know what the severity is of this. But no matter what, it ain't good. And especially since you lost the game as well, right? That just makes it even more bitter. Stats for the game. Erik Kallgren, 3 goals on 24 shots. You know who's getting the cage against the Devils, though. Right? Obviously, Matt Murray's going to be getting the start in New Jersey on Wednesday night. I didn't write any key players down because nobody had any, big point nights. Obviously, when you score 2 goals, not many guys are. But a big star from today's game was Austin Matthews getting a 5-on-5 goal. Like I've said in a few videos now, he's scored 2 5-on-5 goals this season. That is not like Austin Matthews. And for him to get one today, we're all kind of hoping it's a sign of things to come for him because the Leafs goal scoring has been pretty dry all year long. And it continued again tonight with only 2 goals against. Albeit, yes, I know, Ilya Sorokin's in the net. He's one of the better goaltenders in hockey. I get it. But the Leafs are supposed to have one of the prolific offenses in hockey. They only scored 2 goals. Shots on goal in the third period, by the way, were 10-7 in favor of the Leafs, and they had the only 2 shots in overtime. Shots on goal were 32-24 in favor of the Leafs. I'm telling you, they played a decent game. But a couple brain farts, especially one in the dying minutes of the game. You hold on for that final 2 minutes and 58 seconds. You win that game. You get 2 points. Islanders don't get any. And you hit the road to New Jersey feeling real good about yourselves. Now, you lose this game. You blow the 2-1 lead. You lose in overtime. You lose Morgan Rielly. It looks a lot different now. Special teams wise, not much going on for either team, right? They had 1 power play, didn't score on it. Leafs only had 2 power plays, but they scored on one of them. Obviously, the Johnny T goal in the second period. And now we move forward because you have to. The Leafs hit the road, as we talked about, against the New Jersey Devils, a team who is just steamrolling everybody in their path. I believe they won tonight. I think that's like their 13th consecutive win. They are just beating the snot out of everybody in their way. And the Leafs head to New Jersey on Wednesday evening. 7 o'clock puck drop there. Can the Leafs be the team that ends it? We'll have to wait and see. But with Morgan Rielly, it's making it look a lot more difficult. But Matt Murray will probably be in the cage, so hopefully things go well on that side of things. And if he can get a win on the road against the Devils and end that streak, the confidence will just continue to rise for the Leaf fans and Matt Murray. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and, I don't know, the first, 57 minutes of this game, smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video. Thoughts on the game today. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? The Twitter link is down below. So follow up. Send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below. So follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And the Discord link is down in the description as well. So follow up there. And I'll talk to you guys. Raptors edition. They play Wednesday as, they welcome in the Brooklyn Nets to Scotiabank Arena. It's a 7 o'clock, 7:30, probably 7:30 tip off there. And as for the Leafs, they're in action on Wednesday as well, as they are in New Jersey taking on the Devils. 7 p.m. puck drop there. We'll be back at my normal location for that. So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the majority of this game today. We'll talk to you guys then.